Hey guys, welcome
Weird.
to the People's Mic episode 244.
This is so weird.
My name is Michael Lee, and today we have our guest Jimmy Peoples on the People's Mic.
Yeah.
And Addie Crosby here.
Addie Crosby.
Yeah.
Addie Crosby.
So
So
close.
close. And we're gonna switch things up today, just for today. We're gonna see how things
We might do
change.
this,
Right?
We'll see.
We're
Yeah.
gonna see my podcast game and how it is, because I'll be starting my own podcast.
Damn
soon.
right you are.
And you will be.
Hell yeah.
Everybody will be on my podcast too. We'll be recording at QED Studios very soon.
Yeah.
Until I
QED
start
Studio
getting my own-
podcast.
Yeah, until I start
Really?
gathering the money to get my own podcast.
But you got the money. You're good.
He's a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
You have
yes.
you have income.
I'm
income.
stable. I'm not wealthy like Brian.
How much do you make a year?
Ooh,
$12.
I can't talk about
Get
that.
it?
He's
Numbers?
already flipping it.
Huh?
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to.
The struggle is not to let me be.
Explain.
Yeah. Jimmy needs to listen today.
Explain for the
fuck.
fans at home, and then talk at the
Yes.
right spots.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
good.
okay,
Yeah,
all right. So,
Good.
episode 244. Here we go.
Yeah.
So my name is Michael Lee. I'm a New York City-based stand-up comedian and also a registered nurse, and I work in Queens. So if you're ever in the neighborhood and you shout me out on the People's Mic podcast, if you shout me out on free mics, upvote me on free mics, I'll get you
You
in to
never
see the
promote
doctor
yourself.
really soon.
Upvote you for what?
Anything.
Anything.
All of the stuff.
Just go on free mics and upvote you?
Upvote
can't-
me on free mics at my open mic on Wednesday.
Oh, you have an open one. What's the name of your open mic?
Wednesday afternoon open mic at New York Comedy
Fucking
Club.
boring.
Which one?
Fucking
Fourth or
boring.
the
The
other
five p.m.
Fucking boring.
No, the which.
Put a
which
name
New York
on your
Comedy
podcast.
The one on
Fourth?
21st,
Oh, the-
23rd
Would you go?
Street.
Would you go to that podcast?
Club?
No.
No. Out of
So here's
solidarity.
here's
It's
the thing.
different.
Okay, so me and Jimmy have
Out
been
of solidarity.
Jimmy outed me a few mics ago,
Mhm.
and he was pretty much shooting a subliminal at me. You know how
Yeah.
like Drake shoots subliminals at Kanye
Everybody.
and
Mhm.
everything. So Jimmy's like, I don't want to go to no open mic where the host isn't being a host, and he just calls the
understand.
names up.
You took that personal, but that was everybody. That's how New York mics are run.
I understand that.
That's
but you also have to
cookie
They'll
cutter.
understand
call for it.
that
Yeah,
they,
that's foreign
okay,
affairs.
so
That's New York.
Alright,
That's how New York mics are.
host is speaking.
Yeah.
So that you have to understand that
I'm not used to this. Oh, like
at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
the show starts. So after 6 p.m., then generally the mic runs a little late because people come in a little late. All the staff is kind of setting up the room.
Mhm.
So I can't just go up in between comics and then give them a nice introduction because we're on a time
Of
schedule.
course you can.
No, I can't.
You cut the list and
Well, the list
ends.
ends about 12
You would
people. We
never
don't
cut us.
cut. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
What do you say?
You would never cut us.
No, because I know how to do it so that everybody gets up. I know how much time, and if you cut their time, so you know that you're not doing bits in between, but you're still bringing them up correctly.
Yeah.
You know, you can do your time at the beginning and then do their time like a
Jimmy's
show.
season.
Well, everybody, I'm sorry, guys.
And you can get everybody
That's a
up.
people's mic, but your comic club, Melissa Diaz, does the same thing.
Who?
Melissa Diaz. She hosts the one tonight at 5.
That's what? What's the same thing?
Well, you just call them up because we got to get them in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't about you. It's just that's how New York mics run it.
Oh, I know. I
You
mean,
know.
we were talking last time about producing shows, so I just contacted
Yeah.
the manager over at the Wolfhound in
Mhm.
Astoria because I'm always in Astoria. I go to the gym over there. I work over there, and I'm trying to get a monthly show with Andrew Harms,
Mhm.
like a show, not an open mic, like
Yeah.
an actual show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing that, and I'm working on my website right now.
Yes.
My website is michaellee.wordpress.com because I haven't paid for the .com yet.
That's
So
okay.
That's fine. You don't have to.
yeah. So then we have. So
The
we have
.com's
that.
only like $12 a month.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's still a lot of
it's
money.
so
Netflix is cheaper
18
than
to
that.
$12 a month, but
I
it's
think
worth
it's
it.
less
It's your
than that. I
business.
could look it up. Yeah,
It's your
I don't pay that
business.
much for mine.
Okay.
And the reason I'm paying $12 a month is because I also pay for the editor,
Uh-huh.
so I'm able to go in without having to know HTML. Even though I sort
That's
of know
cool.
HTML, it's automatically built in. I don't
Yeah,
have to change.
I don't know any of that shit. Like, I like the basic templates where you just go and
Yeah.
work on a little bit.
Now
and
here's
then
what I
keep
noticed
adding
about
stuff.
a lot of underground comics websites. They're very, very basic.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
basic.
It
It is
should.
what it is.
How flashy should they be? If they don't have
And
that
but
much?
you know what? I'm gonna compare all of us to Will Smith right now.
Oh
Oh.
my god, you can't.
What?
Will
When's the last
Smith.
time he
Okay,
did
so
stand-up?
Will Smith has a Will Smith. Well, he actually did do stand up
Yeah.
about a month ago.
Did he?
Okay, and then
I think
before
the
that-
show is
He's a
called
funny dude.
The
though.
Bucket
He's-
List.
No, yes,
The
I
show's
agree.
called The Bucket List, and
But
he always
don't-
wanted to do
Don't
stand-up.
compare me to Will Smith if
Yeah,
he hasn't
don't-
done something that I haven't done recently.
Yeah.
Stand-up.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can compare.
Don't
he
compare me.
did.
A month
I think he
ago.
did 10 minutes
A month.
with Dave Chappelle at a
Oh,
show.
shit.
That's
You can
easy.
Google it. It
I feel like
happened
that'd be
recently.
so easy.
Because he always wanted to do
All he can
stand-up.
do is just talk.
Yeah.
He's a funny. He's a
so
naturally.
funny.
Yes.
But he's been a rapper for so long.
Words
And
Yeah.
come
rappers
out of
talk.
his mouth.
That's what
and it,
rappers
like,
do. Rappers
I
just
know.
roast for a living.
I know,
So,
yeah.
I know.
You know,
But it's
they're
Words
better
come out of that
roasters
man's
than
mouth.
comics.
fucking mean, man.
But and they're meaner.
They're way meaner
rappers-
than us.
I
Rappers,
could never
Like there's
do a
no
roast
hug
battle.
there's no hug at the end of a rap roast battle.
no.
No.
I would
Usually,
do a honey roast. People can honey
what's
roast
a honey
me,
roast?
where you roast and then you say something nice.
Oh,
I did hear that.
That's
a honey roast.
Somebody told me that. I was like, that's gay.
That's sweet.
I'm
Say
delicate.
nice things. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just delicate.
you have such a great smile, like a Care Bear roast,
No, so you
Good.
say something rude and then you're like, spin
and then
it.
spin it
You have
somewhere
to spin
nice.
it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
now
not
say
to hurt their
something
feelings.
nice.
Yeah, you'd be like, Addie's.
on Long Island every year.
Be like, Addie's
Really?
definitely
Yeah,
gained 20
exactly.
pounds since moving to New York
Oh,
City,
God.
but she's still the skinniest she's ever been. Like,
Oh, that's cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
She's still skinny.
so wait, why is Jimmy the guest? Or have you guested him?
Well,
yet?
Jimmy is the guest today because, Jimmy's a very smart guy. He likes to,
He's a smart
in my
guy.
opinion, he likes to evolve and he likes constructive criticism with his
Yeah.
podcast. And this is a
Absolutely.
little different. I figured let me just be the one to put him in the hot seat and talk to him and find out a little bit more about him because there's a lot of new comics that come in here. Maybe it's their first time ever doing stand-up and they come here and they see this guy. And I
like,
remember
oh,
when I first met
podcast.
him 2 years ago
Mhm.
at Bunga's Den, I just started getting back into my stand-up. And he was the warmest, sweetest,
Right?
nicest guy because there's been some asshole open mic
What?
hosts.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
there
the
have
most?
been.
What's the
You
most
should
asshole?
train them.
I should.
Yeah.
Someone listen.
But he
You know?
he was really
trying
one of
to
the
train
nice.
him. I'm
He's
trying-
probably the reason why I'm still doing stand up.
What?
Oh my gosh, that's
You
so
need
sweet.
the thing is
I
you
gotta go
need-
back in the future
We
and
just
change
got
that.
honey roasted.
Is that a honey roast?
We just got honey roasted.
Wow. That,
for the next 5 minutes, and then
What?
I'm gonna fucking quit.
Yeah, you
But-
gotta.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's pretty much been there for me,
I went.
and he always tells me, what are you doing in the city? If you're not gonna get up, the fuck are you doing here? You know.
It's true.
It's
So
true.
where did that come from? Where did your positivity come from? Because everyone in New York is fucking negative.
Which is it's insane because
Look at the camera. All right, there you
But
go.
not just you just
That's
tell.
The
You
podcast
just-
too.
Where does positivity is a muscle. It's a muscle that
Oh, I like
like
that.
anything is attitude is a muscle that needs to be exercised.
Oh, I
And
like
and if you find
That's
yourself saying negative things,
That's good.
my mom always told me, like you said, like a honey roast, flip it.
If
you
you
know,
build it, they will come.
That's
and
good.
flip
If you
it and
build
just
the
I like
just
that.
reading. I come from a ready family. Like we read
Good.
for the fuck
Me
of it,
too.
right? They're the
Oh,
librarian, so whenever you're sitting still, it wasn't punishment. It was just read, and we
See, if
read
you-
all types of positive books,
I love it.
and it's
I
not
love
just
it.
self-help, but just and with that comes a box of just
A box.
so, yeah. I see life as a box. You just keep putting things in. Your box
I love
gets
it.
bigger, and you reach in when you need it. But it's a box of things when you're not in a good mood. That'll change your attitude. So,
Huh.
and that just comes like somebody says something negative, you say something positive,
Mm.
and then you say bigger words, and then you just take that with you every day.
Like
I think a lot of people see that about you. You're
That's-
just
that's
super.
what-
You're just really positive, especially in this
warmth
community
is
where everyone gets
radiating.
so jealous over. Oh, he's on a bar show, or he's got that show, or
No.
she's got that
No,
show.
I don't think that's the way to. That's not
No.
a way to be
no,
successful.
No.
just be happy.
Their
with-
success is not your success.
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't
Not-
see a drop of negativity.
I feel like it's an
Me
ocean.
neither.
Like there's an
You know what? I
ocean
see
that
one drop of
can't
negativity
be-
because he's human.
oh,
You, there's
Me?
one tiny drop. Of
Oh, I have my
negativity.
moments.
Yeah,
I
one.
definitely have. But then
Because
when I
he's human,
feel
he's
it,
not perfect.
Yeah.
He does
I
everything
fake
else.
it, and then until it
Bam.
feels good.
Now I want to clear up a rumor or a myth
Oh, shit.
that I've heard in the past 2 years
Oh
about
my
you.
god.
Yes.
Is it true you beat the shit out of somebody at one of
No.
your shows?
Well, at what?
At one of your shows.
I never
Jeez.
answer that. There's certain things that I don't answer because I like the Braveheart style
Uh-huh.
of.
You like those rumors, right?
I like the rumors.
Yeah.
Like tell your own story.
Positivity is
Your
negativity.
story is better than my story. So just let it grow. In 10 years, it'd be like he fucking pulled his heart out by his teeth. And I was like, yeah. You know, those are only certain things I won't answer. A guy was being disrespectful, and I approached him, and we squashed
And
it.
that was
So
that.
that was the one
That was
time, the drop of negativity you were talking about.
It wasn't even
Yes.
negative because it felt good.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't be a shitty people to people. And
This is
You know what is awesome? I have played paintball with my friends.
he
and,
apologized.
like,
He knew he was a shit person. So
Oh.
it's
It's
like,
really
alright.
nice to shoot your friends sometimes with paintballs. Ugh, it's
Huh.
so
so good.
cathartic.
I-
Like my
I-
girlfriend and I were kind of in a tiff, and we were like,
Why
"Oh, let's go to
didn't
the
I do
group."
paintball?
Shooting
I
each
didn't-
other was so nice, but obviously not for realsies. Just
Yeah.
with like welts.
So,
I only
Addie,
have a
I like
bruise.
laser tag. Laser tag
Tag's
is
fun.
fun.
It
It
It's
doesn't
nice
hurt.
for
You want to
them to
hurt
hurt.
somebody. You want to put a little pain.
And I want
I
to
gotta
get
go
hurt if I
paintballing.
hurt you. You know,
Yeah.
it's fair.
We should get all the
Yeah.
comics together to go paintball.
Oh my God, I would do it.
Paintball?
A people's paintball.
So people's paintball
it's
or
fucking-
battle axe
yeah.
throw.
Battle-
Like, fuck it.
Battle axe is funny. I'm waiting for
It's
the
in
first
Brooklyn.
comic who takes
Yeah,
a
I
date
wanna go to that.
and
I was
murders
gonna go to
somebody.
that on a date.
Everybody's posting these battle
Not
axe
a date,
shits.
but-
I was
Yeah,
like,
I was
who's the
supposed to go
girl
on a
that's gonna
date, too.
chop herself in the fucking face
Right.
with an
And
axe?
there's beer there. What
And
a bad
beer. Whew.
I like that.
Brooklyn, beers and
It's
battle
an axe.
axes.
It's
You
an
white
axe
people
throwing
are too
thing.
clumsy for that. First of
Real
all,
axe.
Yeah, they have
real axes. Like
Real axes.
some girls like, I
Archery. You
I'd
Yeah,
love
good,
to do that.
good.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Addie, where does your positivity come from?
I try to be positive because, and I always think this, and don't get all about it, but I am nice because, like, if somebody was mean to me, you can never be as mean to me as I am to myself.
you can't crush me like I crush me.
Fuck you, because I come from a reading family too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually does anything, but
Absolutely.
I just see how
Absolutely.
I want to be treated. I treat people the way I want to be treated, and even if they're being rude to me, like I know that I'm rude sometimes too, and I don't mean it, and I just know you got to put out what you want back. The secret
Yeah.
is
Put it-
real. You put out in the universe
put it out
whatever
there.
you want back.
Absolutely.
Speak it, and it'll happen. Build
Absolutely.
it, and it will come.
That's and
It's
I
just-
know
I like
on my bad days when I'm having a character building day, as I
Yes.
say. I'll just randomly bump into somebody and they'll say something that I said to them, and
Yes.
that's how I know
when they
it
were
works.
having the bad
Yeah,
day.
Character
they-
building.
they-
And it
like
might not
that.
be the same person, but the same energy.
Yeah, the same energy.
Yeah, you
And
put out what
repeat
you
something
get
that
back.
I keep saying.
We're all just floating on this
Yeah,
marble,
it
like
is.
doing nothing, just
Oh, we ain't
fucking
doing nothing.
around.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
On
build
this marble floating through
I'm
space.
trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
It's so
I'm trying to
Well,
get to another planet.
Your podcast is definitely syndication. You're like past 100 episodes, right? So
This is
Yeah.
244.
there you go. So
244.
kind of built that
So
already.
What was I going to say? I just want to say this
We
real
just
quick.
need a big conglomerate to buy his. episodes.
No, I don't know.
Make
I want to
him
build
rich,
my own
and
shit.
then-
I want
and
somebody to
then-
toss me some money so I can pay comics to do the podcast, and then
Yeah.
pay a staff. Wait
You
till we
want to
get
pay
a
it
fucking
forward. That's what you want to
yeah.
do.
That's it. Grow it up. So and then
That movie crushed me, but it inspired me.
It crushed you.
Pay it forward.
Yeah, that movie. It was.
It
It
was
was.
Spoiler alert.
sad. It gets real.
I want
Everyone-
to say this story real quick. I had a cousin
God
that
bless whoever.
you ever have somebody a child outsmart you and say some
Always.
really smart shit? Like
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, yeah, you should read books because you'll learn a lot. And I was trying to give her the whole adult spiel, and she was like, I don't read books because I like my own thoughts. I was like,
Oh.
what?
Yeah.
She was like, I don't want these old thoughts. I want to make my own thoughts. I was
Damn.
like, I don't have an argument for that.
You're right.
So you give her
That's
a
what you
piece
tell
of
her.
paper and
She's like, what do you thought? I didn't know what to do. I was like, damn, I never had that answer when I was. She was 11. I was like, who the fuck
like
do you
my
think
own.
you are? And then walked out the door and said, just to the world, like you
I was a nanny for a year, and
How
was that?
It made me so
Oh,
angry
The best experience
that she was
of my
that
life.
smart.
Being a nanny was the most rewarding experience of my entire life. It was so cool to watch me put all this love and care into these little teeny tiny things.
Yeah.
And now they're like real people, and they make their
You help them,
moms send videos of them to me.
That's
And
awesome.
because they always know they'll get a video back, and I'm going to go visit with them next weekend, and we're now a part of each other's life forever. And like I watched these little people become human.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
rewarding.
still
Great. See,
Even when I got shit on and barfed on. And,
yeah, that's
They
the
pulled my
same story
hair.
with me. People shit and barf on me in the hospital too.
But it's
But
rewarding.
they're of age. I mean, and a lot of the times
That
I'll be on the
probably
train.
helps.
I'll be on the train and I'll just see someone just staring at me, and I'm like, holy
Who-
shit! I
what-
was like,
what is the best life you've saved?
the best
Do
life
you-
I've saved? Well, we don't.
Do you
really,
have one that stands out? Wait, I
No.
thought that guy was gonna
or have
die.
you got to see a birth?
Birth? You see a lot of baby births?
No. We
Oh.
transferred them out to Manhattan. But we had a...
Get the fuck out of here.
No. We
See
don't
that
have an
fucking baby.
OBGYN. We don't have a labor and delivery unit in
Oh,
the hospital.
shit. What
But
kind of hospital is this?
I was
But what if they're,
I was about to
crowning?
deliver because she was crowning, and thank God the ambulance came in time because I would have had to help deliver.
I would not want to have a baby in an ambulance. I'd rather have the baby real quick and then go see the obstetrician or
I want to have a baby in a theater in front of people.
A movie theater?
Yeah,
Good
no,
luck
not a
trying
movie
to
theater.
convince
No,
somebody that.
maybe.
My
maybe.
sister and I have a
Hey,
code.
where you conceived?
My sister and I have a code. If we're ever like, I want to give birth in a bathtub, that's how we know that each other is in distress.
Oh
I want the baby to come into the world to like roaring of crowds. I want him to be used to
Why
that
don't you
shit.
just YouTube
Like,
that? YouTube it.
it's real. If it's like a
They're
stadium,
not going to know.
Yeah,
they're
bring
a
her
baby.
to
I think
bring
the
her to a
baby will know.
football stadium.
Yeah, he's gonna be a piece of shit. He's like, celebrate me.
That's pretty much the high.
Yeah.
The high point was his birth.
Yeah,
Football
no,
stadium.
you gotta live up to that every day.
That's a lot. Don't put that pressure on.
Oh, she's got that pressure. I hate those kids who are like rich and they're like, oh, my dad's this. No, you're
my
supposed
dad
to be.
says my
Well,
Mercedes.
You got
I
that
can't
job. You got to
Rich
be better
people
than
problems.
your job as a child is to honor your parents,
and
right?
be a child
And right?
and learn and become a good person.
No, isn't that what is your job as a child?
Your job is to be a child.
Huh?
What if you have shitty parents?
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Still, you do better than your parents.
Your job is to,
That's all.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm fucking right. I like that. Say you're
Your
right,
job.
Jimmy.
You don't have to.
Good.
All right, so your job, in my
Can't
opinion,
sit back.
is to be a kid,
Mhm.
and you have your parents take care of you. And then when you get older, it's your
Flex.
job to take care of your parents.
Yeah.
That's really, in my opinion, that's what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But if your parents an asshole and fucking abandoned you when you were a
Then you don't
kid,
have
then
to.
you don't have to.
And hopefully they died
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
No, my struggle with my dad, like I go through, and this is kind of bipolarish because sometimes I want to be like, yeah, I love you, Dad, but sometimes like you weren't around, and I'm so fucking angry.
You're allowed to be both.
But and it's like
You have every right to
Yeah.
be both.
like when I don't talk to him, I only get angry when we have conversations, and I'm like, fuck this guy, like fuck. I want to have. I don't drink, but I would like to have that whiskey drink and just to talk about planning and
Do
doing
it.
big shit.
Yeah.
Do
But
it.
we don't talk. We'll never have that conversation. And
You're
so-
allowed to be angry and still like somebody. You're allowed
No.
to be angry and still have
Yeah.
to. You don't have to like somebody just to love somebody.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Because you love your family, but you don't have to like them.
no,
You don't have to put up with them.
I
You
probably
don't
would have
have to
made way
tolerate
less
their shit.
mistakes
Yeah.
if I just give me a speech. Like, no, don't do that dumb shit.
My dad has never
Don't
given me a
do that.
speech. My dad's never given me a speech, but he's a really great dad. So
That's good. My dad and I have never hugged.
Like,
Ever.
I know that I would be an amazing dad. I
because you learned from yours,
yeah, I'm just a fucking dope motherfucker. And
you'd be good with kids. I bet.
I used to play with the kids, and I used to take the kids to the park, and then I see all the parents sitting on the sides on
Right?
the
What are you
benches.
doing?
I was like, we're at a fucking park with the greatest people in the world.
And
so
they
I
could
take
get
all the
snatched at any
kids,
moment.
and they can get snatched and be put on the dark
You
web.
gotta have them
Right.
within 40 feet.
I used to play zombie attack with the kids, and I'd be the zombie. It's like tag, but the
Yeah.
zombie attack. Kids love fucking zombies. 40 kids. And
Yeah.
just chase the
Strange
40.
kids
Yeah.
trusting you.
And the parents were like, "Oh no! What is this?" As soon as
they're
I came
like,
to the
"Oh,
park,
he's with
everybody
somebody."
starts leaving, but then the black kids stay. All the black kids, because
You
they
know what
don't
I
have the
mean?
dad. It's like, "Are you my dad for the day?"
Yeah.
That's what, they always play. It's like,
So
you're
Jimmy,
like,
Jimmy, I had a question. When
yeah, man.
and I'll ask you the same question. When was it that you knew you were funny, and when did you take it seriously?
I'm still faking like I'm funny.
Come on, but you're doing this. There's got to be
Yes,
something that makes you
when-
get up every day to do this.
I needed something because I
needed a
wanted
hobby.
the reason why I got into comedy. I used to produce parties. I used to be a producer I was just a guy. I make it happen guy. I've always been a make it happen guy. It was just like a series of things that like I needed to be listened to, but I realized that people don't listen to you unless you have a name,
Mhm.
unless you're the guy. So I was like, I don't have a fucking talent to get to that point.
You don't need
So I was like, what can I do? And then I was driving a luxury car, and I don't know where the series of. I
As
don't
a
know
woman here,
where it
it
started.
doesn't,
I did comedy first time in
doesn't matter about a
'99.
car.
1999.
1999.
Wow.
Summer '99. My boys were all doing comedy all summer, and I knew all the comedians. They used to do my shows, and then I was like, I don't know if I could do comedy, but I should try it. So I waited all summer, writing shit all summer, and then August 16, 99, I got on stage, and I told the guy who was the host, he was Teray, he's like a big dude. He's like the guy you had to go to in Philly. And he was like, all right. Like, old cops are always like, do you really want this life? It's like, once you start, you can't stop, you get your speech. And then in August 16, 99, I got on, and I don't even remember the set, but I know that I got like bothered by these two female cops the day of. I used to work at a record store, and I was sitting on the steps, and they came and they shook me out. He's like, yeah, you fit the description of a guy, and they was feeling my junk, and then they were like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm writing jokes, I'm going to the show. And it was like the only black comedy club. So they were like, oh, you're at the Laugh House? We may come see you. And they were like hot female Philly cops.
Yeah.
Philly cops are hot. They were hot. I was like, is this a rap video? What the fuck? And then I was mad because they were cops. So it was like, these fucking cops felt me up. And then I just talked about that. But then she came to the show, and we did stuff. And I was like, if this is going to be comedy, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So it
always has to end in sex with you, huh? Everything. Huh?
It absolutely does. And in the week after that, I was in a car accident, as you know. And then
some people might not know
all comedians in car accidents.
Yes, as we should. I was in a car accident and I was paralyzed for 2 years.
See,
nobody knows this. You got to tell this story, buddy.
I hate telling this fucking story.
No, this is the amazing part of your story. You have to let us know.
You just wanted me to tell the story.
I do.
I was taking my sister to college. She was going to no, that should have been the biggest fucking sign. The University of New Orleans is NO. So I was like, you shouldn't have went to this fucking school. But anyway, I had to drive her to University of New Orleans. And on the way there, we got cut off by a truck. We had a garter. The car flipped 10 times. And I got thrown out. My window was the only one open. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Wow.
They both got thrown out of windows. So my mom broke her neck. My sister got a brain...
aneurysm?
No, brain damage. So my mom died immediately. My sister died the next day. The truck was like right by water or some shit, but river. And so they were like, yeah, if you were in the water, you would have drowned. Luckily, you got thrown out, but the truck rolled over me, so I was crushed from the waist down, and I'm sitting there. I'm seeing the truck. I see my mom, and her head is backwards. You don't want to hear this story.
I do.
It adds so many layers, you know. But you were paralyzed for 2 years.
For 2 years, yeah.
From where to where?
From the waist down. The waist down. I shattered everything from the waist down.
Wheelchair?
I was in a wheelchair for.
So this physical training thing is like a big deal.
Yeah, I can see why it's so passionate.
Because it's so many people went into putting me back together that I can't think enough. It's like the church, like the town that we were in was
it in Louisiana?
Supposedly, I didn't go outside the hospital, so I didn't see. People used to come in. Like a handful of friends came to visit because I was in New Orleans and they were all in New York and Philly. So like group of friends, my family came. My aunt fucking, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. And they were like, "This place is racist. Like we need to get you out of here as fast as possible." Like everybody who came into the hospital room was like,
"We gotta go.
What are you doing here?" And then the nurse. There was like one black nurse that took care of me, and she was like, "You're the first black guy who's ever been in this hospital." Like,
where were you?
Like Kingsport, Tennessee, somewhere. And it was like the Tennessee volunteer, and all the nurses were wearing orange because they rooted for Tennessee. And like the black people, like there were two churches, two black churches that were like warring for some reason. They were like, we didn't mess with him since. And then there was like the one white church that took care of people, and it was like a cool white pastor. And then like for some reason, like all the churches came to visit me and they just to pray over me. And then a lot of weird shit happened. I can't, you know.
But eventually you came back.
Eventually, yeah. We had
were you in a
this
lot of
one
pain?
Pastor Turner was this goddess of a pastor. She prayed over me. It was like the big prayer. Like right before I leave, they were like, "Yeah, we need you to heal." It's like we can't move you until either you get nerve damage or we decide that you're never going to get used to your legs again. So it was like that. What was it called? The
What's your pivotal point?
Kill Bill scene where if your
wiggle
toe
your toe.
moves, then wiggle your toe.
Yeah.
So she did this dope fucking prayer that was so real because as she was praying, I was it was like a transcendental experience where I was outside of my body. I was standing in this pool of water that I could still smell, like the sweetest water.
Oh.
And it was blue. I was in this cave, and there were these two huge koi fish just circling my body. The harder she prayed. So the harder she prayed, there was a red fish and a blue fish circling the body, and then at the end of her prayer, the blue fish ate the red fish, and then I feel like it was the next day that my toe moved, and then everything came back, and then my dick got hard, and then
That's why it
then
always ends.
it was a party. It was
That's why it always ends with sex.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Because it's
You don't realize how much you appreciate taking a poop until you can't take a poop. Like peeing and pooping, they're like the first time I peed, it's we take that shit for granted. Like and the first time because I had to get a colostomy,
Why
so
I love
they had to cut me.
where you had a little bag.
I had when I split my my pelvis. Note to self: don't eat French fries and try to steer with the steering wheel. Because you'll get what's called a vaginal tear. That's what they called it.
Yeah, women.
And if you're on drugs, you'd be like, "Do I have a vagina now?"
What
like,
happened?
the doctor's like, "You have a vagina." All I heard was, "You have a vagina now." Because
And you're like, great.
because I had a tear from my
Take
balls
me.
to my taint.
Yeah.
So
We get that all the time.
You rip that because my bones came
get
through
that
my
one first.
pelvis, and
Yeah.
and he
So
was like, "You have a vaginal tear." And I felt it. I tried to think of myself. I'm not gonna lie. All right. I was like, "What the fuck is it?" But it was just
Yeah. From A to B.
It was a beautiful thing to not ever do again.
Wow. And stand up saved you.
But how do we get back to that?
Well, I mean,
So I come back.
Yeah.
I lied about being injured. I got a job at the radio station. Went back to college. This dope radio host. I don't remember how. I was like, I just put in my head I was going to get on his show. So I took a girl that I knew, a hot girl that I took her up to the radio station.
It's gonna end in sex.
No, I didn't fuck her. There's one girl that I wish one of those.
One girl.
One girl that got away.
girl
Like,
got away.
she kept calling me Dusty. She was like, "Jimmy, you're too dusty for me." She like athletes. She
Little
like
did
athletes.
she know.
Where? To the
You
stage.
just climbed a mountain.
She's like,
What
"You're
a
dusty."
bitch. I'm going to fight her for
She's
you.
like,
What's
you
her name?
Huh? No,
Tell
I'm
me
not gonna say.
afterwards.
It.
I'm going to find her.
But we took it to the radio station. We was like, "Yo, we're gonna go to the radio station when my boys work there." And then the radio host came out. He was like, "Oh shit!" And then he brought us all in, and then I got cool with him through her. And then I got on his show. I started producing his show.
nice.
I started running the street team at the radio station. Then moved to promotions, and then
Nice.
started writing jokes for him and other radio shows.
Oh, I didn't
they were
know that.
like,
Okay.
if you,
I didn't know that.
The more you know.
it's like if nobody's gonna respect you if you don't write, if you don't get on stage.
Mhm.
So
Right.
you got to figure out a way to get back on stage. But I really didn't get on stage
Is that
until
okay? Until August 16th, 1999.
no, that was after.
He stopped for a while.
So now,
It's like a gap.
this 13 years later now. 13 years later, Kevin Hart's movie comes out. And
Which
he
one?
does that Laugh at My Pain, I guess.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to work hard. And I was
Right.
like, I will bust my ass.
Be famous.
So I was going through a breakup to makeup situation with a girl. And when I was with the other girl, took her to see the movie. And I was like, that's what we're doing. Let's get back on stage.
Okay, so Kevin Hart inspired you to get back
to get
on
back
stage.
on.
Philly guys. That's
It was
cool.
all Philly. Philly guys
Yeah.
have the incredible work ethic.
Yeah.
And Kevin he used to do my shows in college.
Oh, nice.
So to see where he's come, and he was at
And you're like, I'm on that track.
he was at the show when my first show, but he was before he became famous. It was like that cusp. He was little Kevin, but he was about to blow.
Little Kevin.
And I remember walking
Now he's everywhere.
to the club that day and hearing the roar that he would get. And in my head it was in slow motion. It was like popcorn flying, beer cans, just people screaming and rolling on. It probably wasn't that serious, but that's what it seemed like in my head. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to that,
Yeah.
but I would love to be able to. And then And
Plus, you have it there.
then I got back on stage August 22nd of 2011. I said we'll do it every day since.
Good, very good. So what we're gonna wrap this up, but what
Super
advice
bad.
would you give
What do
to
you,
any aspiring comic out there who's just starting out?
Outwork everybody.
So you're about to work.
Outwork everybody. It is the hard part. What's that? That's the hard part.
Allie, how
You're
about
right.
Addie? How about you? What advice would you
I
give?
don't have
to
any advice yet.
comics?
I feel like I'm not in a place to give people advice. I'm not in a place to tell people how
Yeah,
to do
you are
their
though.
shit.
You
You are.
but you're
Um,
doing
You're
it.
in a
You're
level-
doing it though. You're
Take
doing it now.
criticism. See?
Yeah.
I would add take criticism from the appropriate
And
people.
Not everybody.
don't worry about sucking because people.
Sucking is so much more fun than winning.
The best part is
Well, you
sucking
learn,
because
though.
one day you're gonna be great and you're gonna wish you can go back to when it sucked,
Because, like,
Mhm.
yeah,
and then you can't. You know, you just gotta.
you
I don't
learn
know.
more from sucking, anyways.
I like this part.
So we're ending on sucking. Okay, great. We're ending on
Yeah,
sucking. All right. So Jimmy, where can they find you?
JimmyPeoples.com. Everything is Jimmy Peoples. You go to gnome.com is my favorite site, and you put your name in, you can get all of the social media.
Noam.
KNOWEM.
You said gnome?
Noam.
Like NOAM is what I heard. Gnome.
KNOWEM.com.
Hmm.
I don't think
They're
a lot
gonna
of
be our
comics
new
know. Do you know about
sponsors.
that? Gnome?
They're
No.
going to be our new sponsors.
No.
Like, do you know?
Noam.
You know?
Know 'em.
You know
Know 'em.
Gnome.com, you put your name in, and then it'll tell you all the social media that you can get your name in, and you press a button, and then you got your name.
He's all about
And
search engine
but
optimization.
some like they charge to do it for you,
Yeah.
or you can just go through and do it yourself on the sites that you want. And You
Yeah.
can get your name.
Addie, where can they find you?
They can find me, Addie, ADDIE, does comedy on Instagram, and then I'm Addie_Crosby on Twitter.
Yeah.
AddieCrosby.com.
Did I talk
Addie
the
with
whole
my
time?
E.
I talked the
No,
whole
I
time.
really liked it.
It was good. All right.
Okay.
No, you need
Give
to
it up
talk
for these
more.
guys. That's the People's Mic
Yeah, you
244.
did. You're the guest host. That's fucking awesome. All right.